Hi, my name's Jess. I'm a keeper here on the Australasia department at Australia Zoo, and today we're going to go meet some of our quokkas, which will be really exciting. Goose or Bibs, whoever wants to go first. Goose and Habibi. Can you turn around this way? Good boy. Good job, and I'll get your flowers. There you are. Good girl, Goose. So we've got Gooshi, our female quokka, and we've also got Habibi, our male quokka. I have been working with these guys for almost 12 months now, and I've nearly been in Australia Zoo almost 2 years, and I wouldn't want to work on any other department. I love the macropods, they're very special. My first day working with these guys, I was in awe. I'd never met a quokka up this close. I didn't know what to expect. I knew they were pretty happy, chill guys, and they just blew me away with how sweet their personalities were. Habibi's a little bit more timid, a little bit more reserved at times. Gooshi's very outgoing. So it was really, really interesting to see those personalities come out. During encounters, Goose actually likes to hold hands. So she likes to just hold on as she stares into your eyes lovingly. And she also likes to give kisses on the nose. But obviously we don't want her to lick off any makeup. Gooshi loves the smell of people's pets. So there was a family that had quite a few cats, some dogs. Gooshi was holding onto their clothes and pulling them down to get a better smell. So she was very, very forceful with how much she wanted to smell their clothes. But she loves smelling when people have pets. So Goose and Habibi are about 3 years old now, and they are siblings. So there won't be any baby quokkas coming from these guys. However, we do have a quokka breeding program, and that involves Ringo and Gooshi. So we're setting them up with some little dates, and hopefully in the future we have some baby quokkas. We've got some beautiful browse just here. We've got some beautiful flowers, some native flowers, and they do have their breakfast. So we've got some macropod pellets. Now, if you feed the roos out in the exhibit today, that is exactly the same food that they'd be getting. However, we do measure this out for every single individual animal. Being very small macropods, they get a small portion of that. They've also got some cracked corn in there, which is quite good for their teeth. They are probably going to want the flowers rather than their breakfast, like typical children. They'd rather have macas than eat their broccoli. Goose. Ah, there we go. Good girl. Do you reckon Bibs will join us? Bibs, you gonna join us? No, that's all right, we'll talk to you later, it's fine. We'll just hang out, just us girls, hey? Oh, is that good? Is that yummy? You do have beautiful eyes up this close. Would you like this? Yeah. Hi, hello. Going cross-eyed. Thank you for that kiss, that was beautiful. We're clearly separated at birth. We're just twins, aren't we? Hi. You've got a beautiful fluffy tummy. Yes, you do. And we've been practicing our pouch checks, haven't we? Just in case there's a joey in there one day. We need to practice these things. You're a good listener. You are the best listener. This is like a great form of therapy, huh? Gooshi is the most affectionate out of the two. She often does like to give licks to her keepers, especially on the nose or maybe on the hand. And they do show affection towards each other. So they will allo groom, so that means they're grooming each other. But most of the time they just sort of hang out together. Don't you? Hello. Hi. Hello. So whilst these guys are really, really calm, very, very approachable, it's really important to remember it's because they've been born in human care. They've been raised around us. They're very familiar with us. And it's so important to remember when we do go to visit them, whilst it's fantastic to go and see them in their natural element, we need to give them the respect that they deserve. And they're wild animals, and we need to preserve them for the future. So these guys, whilst it would be really cute to think that they're smiling at us, it's just the shape of their mouth. It is in a bit more of an upturned shape, as you can see from Gooshi. Or when we give them a nice flower, they love to smile. But they are pretty much the happiest animals on the planet. These guys are always very happy to see us, to hop around and meet people. But they definitely do have a very cute smile. Goose, would you like a flower? Goose? course you do, good girl. And I just think they have the cutest hands. I love when they hold onto flowers. I feel like all macropods look like little T-Rex with their little T-Rex arms. These guys are just slightly genetically different to other wallabies and roos. As they exist on Rottnest Island, a lot of people think they just look like big rats. So traditionally, Rottnest Island was called Ratnest Island because early settlers believed they were just large rats. We now know that's not true, but these guys' tails are very special, so they can actually store fat in their tail. So unlike the roos and wallabies who use theirs more for balance and theirs is made of muscle, these guys, when times are tough, can store fat reserves. And kind of like a camel, they just use that in their body as energy. So ours are in very good condition. They get lots of yummy food every day, so they don't necessarily need to store fat in their tail. Historically, us as a species, we haven't really looked into the future about the impact of our introduced species, unfortunately. So over on the mainland, obviously these guys don't exist anymore. With the threat of introduced species such as cats and foxes, look at the size of them, they're not going to last against those guys. But with them being remote on Rottnest Island, we've seen the impact that having no predators can have. It allows these guys to just flourish and do so well as a species. So there are areas over here on the mainland where we've got predator-proof fences, and we're able to see so many species doing much better than areas without those fences. Things like your birds, your other small marsupials, rats and mice, native ones, they're doing really, really well. So if we can do more of that in the future to help these guys and protect them, that would be just amazing.
Watch out! Whoa, 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 whoa. Danger, danger, danger. I thought you clicked on that. Now, whatever you do, don't click on it. That's danger, remember? No clicking, no clicking.